evening to my hour yogis. All right, so let's start kneeling. We're going to do a lot of twists tonight or today, whenever you're here. So we'll just wake up some obliques, side abs. So with one leg centered under you, extend the other one out. Doesn't matter which side. We'll just bring the arms out. You could do inhale here. And on your exhale, gently draw your belly in so that you feel like you have this center density, the low belly. Inhale again, expand your ribs in all directions. And exhale, tilt over to the side, any amount. We're going to return to our risen position on the inhale. So don't go over too far, knowing that you have to go up. So inhale over. Up. It could be very small, especially if you have any back pain or you're recovering from an injury. Take one more. If you can initiate this movement with that belly drawing in and up so that you're getting taller. Just change sides. Knee down, other leg out to the side, arms out, and we have our armpits lifting up away from our hips. And whenever you're ready, tilt over any amount. Draw yourself up again. 3 more times. In yoga, the pattern would be an exhale down and an inhale up. Pilates is the opposite. So you decide, as long as you feel like you can control yourself and your movement, it's going well. Okay, we'll just bring that knee down and find tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. One more time. Inhale. Imagine your sitting bones moving apart. Exhale. Imagine those sitting bones drawing together. We'll inhale to arch. Press the downward dog for your exhale. Let's lift the right leg high. Inhale. Bring it to the hands. Exhale. Simple twist. We'll just lift the right arm up. Inhale. Untwist for the exhale. 3-legged dog again. Inhale. Press your chest back. Step the right foot forward again. Exhale. Twist. Right arm up. Inhale. Try to keep your right knee over your ankle. Untwist. Exhale. 3-legged dog. Inhale, use your fingertips, pressing down into the floor. Step forward, exhale. Now the fingertips pull us forward. Simple twist. Inhale. Untwist, exhale. Step to plank. Inhale. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. I'm just scooching back because of the camera, but of course you do not have to. Take one more breath. We'll come all the way down to the belly for the exhale. Untuck the toes. Cobra for the inhale. We're going to keep our hips on the floor. Squeeze the elbows toward one another, the shoulder blades toward one another. So your upper back muscles are all engaged. And that's going to open through the chest. Lift you up a little higher. Press the hands down and energetically traction them toward your hips. Okay. Exhale to come all the way down. Let's push to a modified plank. We're going to keep our knees on the floor. Press into the hands. Squeeze the forearms in toward one another until eventually the arms are straight. And curl the toes, legs straight. Press the downward dog. Left leg up high. Inhale. Step to the hands. Exhale. Simple twist. Left arm lifts up, stacks over the right arm. Untwist, exhale. 3-legged dog, inhale. Step forward, exhale. Simple twist, inhale. Spread the toes. Untwist, exhale. 3-legged dog, inhale. Step forward, exhale. Simple twist, inhale. Untwist, exhale. It's time to plank. We'll stay here for a few breaths. You can make it a modified plank by putting the knees down. Engage your thighs. And let's descend to our belly. Keep your thighs strong the whole time. Untuck the toes, find your Sphinx pose. Slide the hands forward so your elbows just come slightly in front of the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Press your pubic bone down. And just like the cobra position, dig your hands into the floor and energetically traction them back toward your hips. So it feels like you're pulling yourself through. Let's take one more breath here. Lower down. Place your hands under your shoulders. Rise up to your modified plank. Press into the hands very slowly so that you can reset your pelvis to neutral as you're rising up. Once your arms are straight, curl the toes. Straighten the legs. Here's your plank. Downward dog for your exhale whenever you're ready to exhale. Right leg high, inhale. Step to the hands, exhale. High lunge, inhale. Twist to the right, open up the arms, bend the left leg, exhale. High lunge, reach up, inhale. Twist to the right, exhale. Last time, high lunge, inhale. Twist to the right, exhale. High lunge, inhale. Place the hands, three-legged downward dog. So our right leg is just going to lift up again. We're going to keep the right leg in the air and lower down to our left knee. And you could get there some other way. Walk the hands back a little bit so we're in tabletop with our right leg straight behind us. Let's lift the waist a little bit higher because our tendency is once the leg is up, we kind of arch our back. So tuck your lowest ribs in. Draw your belly button in, and lift your left arm out in front. On your exhale, touch your right knee to your left elbow. Extend it out again, inhale. 2 more times. See if you can avoid arching when you reach out. Just find neutral instead. Very hard. After that third one, we'll just place hand and knee down. We'll inhale to arch, compress the downward dog, exhale. And we'll do all of these things on the other side. Left leg high, inhale. Step to the hands, exhale. High lunge, inhale. Twist, exhale. Look back if you can. Untwist, inhale. Twist left, exhale. You decide how much you bend your back knee. Inhale. It's really just to help stabilize your pelvis as you're twisting. You might not even want to bend it at all. That. Inhale. Place the hands down, exhale. Left foot up to the ceiling, three-legged downward dog. Inhale. When you're ready, lower to that right knee, squaring the hips to the floor. Walk the hands back a bit, so it's not a modified plank, it's a tabletop. Roll that left thigh so that your inseam rises up, your hip moves down, draw the belly in. When you can, right arm out in front. Belly still draws in the entire time. On your exhale, touch your knee to your elbow. Inhale, extend out. Try to do these movements from your core. It feels a lot better, integrated, safer, more productive. And after that last one, lower hand and knee. Inhale to arch. Exhale to downward dog. Shake out the head and neck. Okay, right leg up high, inhale. Step forward to the hands. Warrior one. Back heel down. Reach up, inhale. We're going to lower left hand to right thigh. Right hand to back thigh. There's our exhale. Inhale, return to warrior one. 2 more times. It might feel like a whole big twist is happening, but it's not really the case. But remember where your ribs are, how you're facing front when your hands are helping create it, and see if you can keep yourself square even when you lift your arms up. Let's bring the hands down to the floor, lower the left knee down to the floor, just for an Anjaneyasana, hips dropping forward and down with the diagonal line. Going whoop. When you're ready, walk your hands up to your right thigh. And either stay here or lift your left arm up and lean over to the right. I have my right fingertips on the floor. You could do that. Or another way that's kind of nice is you can grab onto your left forearm and pull up and over. I'll face this way just for a sec so that you can see the pulling up and over. Okay, let's slowly get out of there and step back to plank. 2 more breaths here to feel the strength of the legs. Very solid through the quads. We'll keep that as we bend the elbows for an exhale. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale to downward facing. Left leg high, inhale. Step to the hands, exhale. Warrior one, inhale. Technically twisting, right hand to the front leg, left hand to back leg. Inhale, hands reach up, palms may or may not be together. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. A lot of strength in the back leg. One more time. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. We'll lower the fingertips down. Lower the right knee down. Drop the hips low. When we're dropping the hips low, we're having them move together. So if your left hip drops quicker than your right hip, you'll start to angle off to the side and you'll avoid a really nice stretch for the right hip flexors. So no avoidance. Just drop them as one unit. Hands to the left leg. Either stay there or right arm up. Maybe you even just feel enough reaching up, or you want to reach over to the side. Maybe that hand is helpful, or you want to pull that right arm a little bit further over. Okay, slowly release. Step into plank. Very strong through both legs. Bring the right knee to the left elbow. Just a little cross. Stay here. Buddy, stop squeaking, please. And extend that leg back. Buddy is a yellow lab. Bring the left leg across to the right elbow. Extend that leg back. And on your exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to downward dog. Shake out whatever you need to here. Okay. Let's start to walk the feet forward toward the hands. Doesn't quite matter how far forward you go. When you get there, we'll just reach for the big toes. Inhale. And exhale to fold any amount. Take 5 breaths here. We'll try to roll the shoulders back. So they're moving up toward your hips, up toward the ceiling. I often shake out my head here, otherwise the neck gets tense. bring fingertips to the floor. And we'll bend our knees all the way into a squat. However you define squat. You could be up here, elbows on thighs, or you could be low. We'll just take a breath or so, reaching our arms forward and dropping our butt down. So your back is rounded. And just movement, but not the breath. Come down to your butt. If you are higher up, you might not just want to sit the way I did. When you're there, it's out in front. We'll reach forward. Imagine we're getting punched in the gut, and we'll let our waist move back. Our belly button going through, like there's a little spring back there, pulling us back. And once you get there, go maybe a few more inches, you'll be rolling a little bit toward your tailbone. Okay, so keeping this shape of a C, like your little carved out belly, I'm just gonna bring over to the side, bring our arms over to the side. And come through center again, like you're holding a beach ball, and then over to the other side. Through center again, you might have to redo the C position, and over to the right. And through center, notice your knees are level. And twist to the left, try to keep your knees level. Through center, over to the right. We'll have to think about moving the right hip forward, the right knee up. Through center, one more time. And through center, we'll rise up. Place your hands back so you can bring your feet closer and return to your squat. Whatever that looked like, find your bakasana or just step to downward dog. If you're finding your bakasana, just round your back, let your heels come up toward your butt, and when you're ready, jump it back. Okay, right foot forward. High lunge, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Straighten the right leg, inhale. Bend the right leg and place the elbow on the thigh. This is a modification of Parsva. Let's reach out with that left arm for just a breath or so that we feel this left side body stretch. And keeping that stretch, bring your left arm up, roll your shoulder forward so your palm faces back, and bring your hand around toward your thigh. It might not get all the way around. Go as far as you can. Let's place our right hand on the shin or ankle. Straighten your right leg for an inhale. There's your triangle pose. Maybe you have very open hamstrings. You want your right hand further down. Notice if you're leaning forward a lot. If that's happening, you might just slide your right hand a little higher, and then you can level yourself out. Okay, reach the left arm up again. Use an inhale to rise, and exhale to bend into that leg. Straighten the right leg again, inhale. And this time on the exhale, place your hand big toe side of the foot. And again, stretch that left arm over the ear. So we're going to do the same thing, just from a deeper position, deeper hip position. Let's bring the left arm up, roll the shoulder forward, the palm will then face back, bend the elbow, and I need to usually open up that leg just so the hand can slip in there, and then you close it up again. So then you just moved away from the shoulder, the hand placed itself, and then we squeeze it all together again. We're leaning that shoulder into the knee. Later, we're going to do a variation on pasasana. And this is a nice shoulder position to be familiar with and comfortable with. Let's turn it into triangle again. You might keep your right hand there. You might move it over to the pinky toe side of the foot. You might have it on the ankle or the shin. Just take another breath or so. Try to lean your left shoulder back. Okay. Lift the left arm up. Use an inhale to rise up. Exhale to bend that knee. Place the hands and find your three-legged plank. So that right leg will just slip up and back as if someone is holding it there for you. Touch the left elbow with that knee. And find your three-legged plank again. One more time. From three-legged plank, we'll just lower the foot so it's normal plank. Exhale to bend the elbows. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale for downward dog. We'll do all of that on the other side. I am going to face back just in case that bind position helps the visual from back there. We'll step the left foot forward. High lunge for an inhale. Open up warrior two, exhale. We'll scooch back. Okay. We'll straighten the left leg. Inhale. Rebend, exhale, and place your elbow on your thigh. Reach the right arm over the ear. Try to get a nice straight line from your back foot to your top hand. Stretch through the ribs. And reach right arm up. Roll the right shoulder forward. So the bind is all initiated by your shoulder. The right elbow will bend behind the back. And the hand will slip inside that left thigh. If your shoulders are tight, you might end up with your knuckles on your sacrum. Or if you have an injury. Okay, we'll turn it into a triangle with this half bind. Straighten your left leg. Decide where you want your hand to be. Press your waist into your right arm. Right arm up. Use an inhale to rise. Exhale to bend the knee. There's your warrior two. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend again. This time left hand, big toe side of the foot. Stretch the right arm over the ear. Very strong through that right leg. If you have any shoulder issues, maybe you stay there. Otherwise, right arm up, roll the shoulder forward. Try to get your hand inside of your thigh. So there's where the little wiggle comes in, because otherwise your torso is flush against your thigh. You just open it up enough to fit the hand in. When you're ready, straighten that left leg. Decide where you want your hand to be. And when I say straighten, it's as far as you can go. You're just pushing the ball of the foot into the ground. The hamstring will decide whether your leg gets fully straight or not, because you're in this crazy bind. Okay, right arm up. Inhale yourself up. Exhale to bend the knee. Place the hands. Three-legged plank. Left leg will lift up. Right leg has to be then strong enough for the both of them. Touch your left knee to your right elbow. Extend back. One more time. Lower the foot. Vinyasa, or if you're feeling tired, downward dog. Right foot forward. Let's go for a twisted lunge. So we're just going to press our palms together. That left arm hooked outside of the right leg. We'll build upon this, but for right now, untwist, straighten your right leg, pivot around, and just go for the other side. I'm going to change my direction so that I'm facing you on the twists instead. So now our right arm is hooked outside of our left thigh. Our left hand is pushing down into our right hand. Slowly rise up. Pivot around to your first side. Do the same thing to start. We're going to hook that arm. I'm going to let go of the prayer position to try to get more torso flesh outside of the thigh so that the armpit is closer to the actual thigh bone. Either prayer or left arm down, right hand up. Take 2 more breaths. The deeper you twist, the harder it is to breathe. But it's a nice challenge because then you think about it. Let's untwist, rise up. Sometimes we take our breathing for granted. Find the other side. Take your time setting it up. If I want my hand to go all the way to the floor, I have to make sure the flesh of the thigh is rolling in, that the flesh of the torso is outside the thigh. So you can either have your hands in prayer or your right hand down. If your twist is deep, it's not that different one place or the other. But getting a twist to be that deep is quite difficult. Okay, slowly unravel. Head over to the first side. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's lower the left knee down. I shouldn't really record at night because I'm tired. Let's unbend this front leg a little bit. So here's your Anjaneyasana. Just unbend it so it's more of a square shape. Lift the left arm up and twist as deep as you can. So this is the same thing you did, except that your back knee is down. And just play with, for a moment, palms together, arms open. Palms together, arms open. Just make sure that it feels okay. If it has any pain at all in your shoulder, stay with palms together. When you're ready, bend your left elbow, place your right finger on your forearm, and give your hand a gentle nudge under. Your left hand will nudge underneath your right leg. The right hand then can complete the circle. Your hands will hold. If you feel balanced, lift your left knee. Maybe even look up. You just take that as far as you want, as far as your shoulders will allow, and make sure you're breathing. Okay. Let's unravel. We'll rise up, head over to the other side. Anjaneyasana style first. Just, we made it to the other side. And then unbend a little bit. Reach as high as you can. So remember your Parsva you stretched your side body. That's very helpful here. So you reach up and over. And I roll the thigh flesh in as I'm twisting. And we'll take a few breaths just playing with prayer to bringing the hand down. Just make sure there's no back pain, that your belly can still draw in. And if you want, take your bind. So your thumb, right hand thumb, is going to lead under. You don't have to use your left hand to help, but it is nice to give it a gentle little nudge. This right shoulder is rolling forward considerably. The right hand will clear that front leg, and it's pretty easy for the back arm to go around and to connect. When we have trouble with this bind, it's because of this arm going underneath, being very hard. The top arm you won't have to think too much about. Okay, slowly unravel yourself. Travel back to the top of your mat so that you can just step to vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward dog, placed normally on the mat. I'm just going to check the clock real quick. Okay, goody goody. Let's bring the right foot about 3/4 of the way forward. Twisted triangle. Line up the heels, straighten the legs. Left hand places itself somewhere on the floor or the leg. Right arm up. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. already been 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's untwist. We're going to stand on this right leg. So we'll just shift the weight forward. Left leg up. Right hand to left foot. And point your left knee up toward the ceiling. Your left hand could be anywhere you want for the balance. As you feel more and more comfortable, drop your head and bring your forehead toward your shin bone. Just keep thinking of pointing your knee up toward the ceiling. One more breath here. We're going to turn it into Ardha matsyendrasana. Let go of the grip. Bend both knees and place your left knee outside of your right foot. Have a seat. You'll be off your mat a little bit because we're going from wherever this foot was. This right foot is glued to the floor. We're going to twist to the right. Your left foot is just in the vicinity of your right hip. If this hug is feeling good, hook your elbow. If that's feeling good and you want more, remember all that flesh talk about getting the thigh flesh to roll in. Do all of that here, and just like in the lunge twist, get your armpit very close to your thigh. Then you have all of this forearm available to you. You could decide to reach it down to the inside edge of the foot. And that right foot is going to push into the floor regardless of whether or not your hand is underneath it. Your right hand can stay on the floor to help you sit up straight, or it can wrap around behind you. One more breath here. We're still stepping on this right foot. Send the left leg back and open the hips to the long edge of the mat. Left arm up. It's so much easier than that which you did, what you've done before. Take 2 more breaths. Okay. Place the feet together. Inhale. And squat for your back. And if you can't do this with your feet together, just open them up, no problem. We're just going to reach forward. And again, you could be higher up, no problem. One more breath here. We'll find our twisted chair to the right. I'm just going to face you for the hell of it. I'm going to lift my butt, hook the arm outside the right leg, and either stay there or turn it into Parsva bakasana. So just like all your other twists, you take your time to hook high up. And then if you want, you'll place your hands out to the side, fingers facing the same way as the toes. I'll shift the weight of my hips over the space between the elbows and lift the feet. So you just practice moving the weight from the center of the foot to the center of the hands, even though your feet are often round. Okay, slowly unravel and somehow step back. Vinyasa. Let it go. We'll do it all on the other side. Okay, left foot 3/4 of the way forward. Heels line up. Hips square up. Right hand down somewhere. Left arm up, twist. I'm going to keep my left hand on my hip for this side, because otherwise I feel like it's not working so well. Sometimes we need this little self-adjustment business. It's 4 and 5. Okay, unravel. You're still standing on this left foot, shift the weight, right leg up, bend the knee, left hand to the right foot, lift the right knee up higher. If your balance feels crazy, look down at the floor. If you're able, drop your head and you'll be looking back, or maybe even up to your right knee. You can actually see it lifting up. Let that go. Bend both knees. Right knee is going to come outside of the left foot. We have a seat. This knee is halfway through the foot. So it's like, you know, the heel is back here, the toes are out there. That's very important for the actual grip, if you get the grip. Okay, we twist to the left. We decide, do we want to hug, hook, or wrap? We take it slow, and it's just like your lunge twist. The arm starts out somewhere, and then you have to decide, do you want it to go further? Can it go further? Can you still breathe there? And if you're going to reach your hand down, you might want to do a few things where you just kind of reach and rebend, because it shouldn't be too much more of a strain. Your setup with the arm on the thigh should be pretty much set before you try reaching for the arch. Twist. We'll stand on that left foot, extend the right leg back, open the hips to the right side. Ardha. Look up if you can. Okay, right hand down. Right foot to left foot. Squat. So to do a bakasana or a side bakasana, that rounded position is very helpful. Let's try. So lift your butt up a bit, more utkatasana shape. I'm going to face this way again. We're going to hook our right arm over that left thigh. Find your prayer position. Either stay there and work on that, or right hand is down pretty close to your feet, but not quite next to you. Left hand reaches out. Bend the elbows a bit so that you can shift your weight and lift your feet. If you went over to the hands, return to your feet. We'll untwist, step back, vinyasa at your leisure. Let's rock forward to plank and lower down to the belly. I'm just going to face this way for now. Reach your right arm out to the side. Palm about level with your eyes. Roll onto your right shoulder. We'll just take 3 breaths here. Unravel. Do the same thing on the left side. Just make sure it's about eyeball height so that it's challenging enough. Okay. And we'll come back through center. This time we're going to bring our right arm out to the side with a 90-degree bend and roll onto it with this bend. We'll try to keep the shoulder by the floor. It is 1,000 times harder than the version you just did. So it probably looks like I'm not rolling over at all. If I were to go any further, I would end up in the hospital. So go very easy. And we'll come back through center over to the other side. And just doing this now, I realize that I need to do this more because it didn't used to be this hard. But I haven't done it in a while, and now it's very hard. Okay, unravel. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders, upward facing on an inhale, downward facing on an exhale. Right leg forward, Anjaneyasana. Drop the left knee down, hands to the right thigh. When you're ready, left arm out to the side, roll the shoulder forward, and get the knuckles between your shoulder blades. Reach your right arm up, palm facing back, bend your elbow and link your fingers. I'll just show you the back view in case, but you're just going to stay here for 3 breaths. 2. Press your head into your top arm. And 3. Good. Let that go. We'll lift the back knee so that we're in a nice simple lunge. And step your back foot forward, but we're going to squat with our toes dangling off the mat. So our feet are quite wide and turned out. Your elbows will just push your knees out to the side. You can have your palms together or your fingertips together. This is a great hip opener and low back opener. Okay, hands down. Left foot will face front, right leg back. Anjaneyasana. Gomukhasana arms for 3 breaths. Right arm out to the side, roll the shoulder forward so that you can get your knuckles between your shoulder blades. Right arm up, palm facing back, bend the elbow. When you press your head into your left arm, your chin goes up a little bit, your throat opens. Let it be so. Okay, slowly get out of there. We'll step into that same squat. I'm just going to face front this time. So you won't see my toes dangling off the mat, but same concept. And if that feels too wide or something, just, it's approximate. You could also sit on a block if you want. Okay, lean to the right. Keep moving this left knee back. Then come through center. You're symmetrical, so it's easy to push the knees back. Now lean to the left and just push the right knee back with the power of your mind. Through center. This time we'll slide our right shoulder inside of the knee. Open up the arms. Keep pushing the left knee back. Either stay there or roll your right shoulder forward so that your thumb angles down and bind around your right knee. I'll show you from a different view, but stay there if you're there already. So we were reaching out. We rolled from the shoulder so that the palm faces up as it comes around. Our right palm is facing away from us so that the left wrist can plunk down. Okay, unravel yourself and try the other side. So first, just getting the left shoulder inside of the knee. Stay there as long as you want. And when you're ready, the left shoulder rolls forward. It's like your knuckles are going to skirt around the ground. If your shoulder's tight, you might get stuck with your knuckles near your foot. That's just going to take time. Eventually, it will lift up higher. The elbow will bend more. And you might have seen I did like this little grip with fingertips to kind of hold it into alignment better. And then I could walk it to the wrist. On this side, it didn't just plunk into position. Okay, let's slowly get out of there. Vinyasa at your leisure. We will meet in downward dog. Let's come down to the knees, lower to the elbows. Measure it out so you know your elbows are not too wide. Curl the fingers over. Interlace the fingers for dolphin. Knees up. The head just drops, but it does not touch the floor. Walk your feet in a little bit closer if you can, but make sure that you don't walk in so much that your head clumps down to the floor. The further in you walk your feet, the more you have to push down into the edge of the hand. If you're new to this position or yoga in general, it's going to be really hard, in which case you would keep your feet quite far back. Okay, let's all come down to the knees again. Straighten out the arms. Lift to downward dog. Okay, we cannot delay anymore. We're going for Ardha pasasana now. Let's step our feet forward. I'm going to face you at first, and then I might move around. So ideally, your feet are together, but play it by ear. Sometimes, I'm going to grab a little block thing. Sometimes people's heels, when they squat, are lifted like this. And then when you try to balance, it's like, whoa, whoa. So you could just put something under your heels, and then it's comfy. I have this weird size yoga block, but you can use anything. Okay, we're going to take just a half pasasana. So once you're situated, open your knees. Bring your right shoulder inside of your knee. Reach your right arm around. It's just like what we did before when you had your feet wide. And bring your left hand around. Start to squeeze your knees in toward one another and look over your left shoulder. Stay here for a few breaths. I'm just going to show a different view, but it's literally the same thing, but now your feet are together and facing front, not out to the side. Okay, unravel, and let's try the other side. So we'll bring our left shoulder inside of our left knee, and we'll wrap around. And you might only get that far. But remember, it's all coming from the shoulder. It's like knuckles grazing, and then elbow bending. So that your hands are not holding near your butt, they're holding more near your hip or your waist. Ooh, difficult side. Squeezing my legs together on that side was so hard. Okay, vinyasa whenever you've had enough of such things. Let's rock forward to plank. Slowly lower down to the belly. Find your Sphinx pose again like you did before. Elbows in front of shoulders. Traction your hands back so it feels like you're dragging yourself through. Let's bring our right hand to replace our left elbow. Reach your left hand back for your inside of foot. Either stay like that or start to lift your elbow up. You could have your toenails press into the knuckles, or you can spin your fingers over your toes, bakasana style. If this is too easy, instead of having your right hand across, bring it forward and start to straighten your arm. Okay, come on down. Let's start with our Sphinx just so we can reset everything. And when you're ready, left hand comes across, right hand reaches back. Continue to press your pubic bone into the floor, both hips down. Sometimes if our right leg is tight, we start leaning to the left. Don't do that. Keep your right hip down. Just adjust your grip if you need to. But we don't adjust the foundation. The foundation is whatever's touching the floor. So that's going to be steady. Make a choice. Do you want to keep your hand there, or do you want it in front of you so that you can straighten your arm? Ooh, Lordy, that's hard. Okay, slowly come on down. That felt really good. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg in front for pigeon. You decide how deep you go into it. We'll take a few breaths in downward facing pigeon, just so that you can get your legs situated. And it's just like our tendency in our previous pose. If we have a tight hip, we're going to try to rock to one side to sort of escape our tightness. Doesn't make any sense. We're not here to escape anything. We're here to embrace that which is reality. So we just adjust the knee positioning, the foot positioning. Okay, let's rise up. We're going to bring the right hand to the right thigh, the left hand to the right foot, and try to sit up taller. If this is too much for you, have your hands further in front so that you're not quite so back bending. If you can handle more, or you want to handle more, your left hand is going to reach for the ankle. The right hand is going to reach also for the ankle, and you'll interlace your fingers. That back foot is flexed. And we'll kick. The act of kicking makes the pose a lot easier. If I don't kick, I'm going to be leaning forward a lot, and it's just hard to balance, it's hard to feel good. If I kick, all of a sudden the chest is very open, very relaxing, comparatively. Okay, let that go. Step to downward dog so you can change sides. And we'll just find pigeon, left leg in front, downward facing for a few breaths. And that could look like any number of things. I usually go on the forearms. Okay, start to walk it in. So this is where you might gauge this is enough. Or left hand to thigh, right hand to foot, and literally push your hands down into your left leg so you sit up. When you go to reach back, there might be a bit of a wiggle in order to get your grip. Try to interlace your fingers all the way to the webbing. And once you have that grip, just kick and everything will be taken care of. One more breath. We'll let that go. Vinyasa this time if you can. An hour really flies by when I'm recording for you guys. When I practice alone, my goodness, it's slow. I'm just checking the clock. Okay. So we're going to go for tripod headstand. If that is not to your liking, do something else. Once we're up there, we're going to play with the legs a little bit. I'm going to face this way just for the sake of visual. So let's meet up in a tripod. 2 hands and a head. Make a triangle. You can have the wall behind you to catch you or not. Hopefully it doesn't actually have to catch you. I'm going to bring the right knee toward the right elbow, any amount, just aiming it that way, and then bring the leg up again. Then the left knee, and up again. And we'll try one more time each side. Can't really talk. Okay, come on down. Oh, Lordy. That was another one of those that we don't practice that often, so it's hard. Take your child's pose for a few breaths. If you still have time and energy to burn, by all means, do that again. Otherwise, have a seat on your butt because we only have a few minutes left. My clock is right over there, so I keep looking that way. Double pigeon, right leg on top. We're going to try to center our butt, so you might need to sit on something. You might need a different position. Both butt cheeks, sitting bones on the floor evenly. When you can, right arm up and over to the left side. That left hand on the floor is going to help us keep our right hip down. It's pushing into the floor. Rise up for your inhale. Release that arm. And take your time switching sides so that you get your other leg on top, your left leg on top. Flex the feet. If your knee is way up here, put a block here or a towel, or move your foot in a little bit. When you're ready, left arm up. Inhale. And side bend. Inhale yourself. Straighten out the legs, any amount. And fold over the legs. Parsva. You can hold your feet or your shins. If it's too much to have your feet together, just widen them. It's amazing how long injuries take to heal. I know some of you that do the hour classes even work in hamstring injuries for like a year. So if I say something like, I haven't had my head touch my shins for a month, you'll be like, oh, a month is nothing. But a month feels like a long time. Okay, let's rise up and we'll just meet in Shavasana. If there's anything else that you need beforehand, go ahead and take it. And in your Shavasana, you just arrange the body in a way that helps you let go of your identity. Let's take 3 more breaths. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Bend the knees in toward your chest. Roll to the right in a fetal position. Start to sit up. Keep the eyes closed while you arrange yourself. Shoulders over hips. Ears over shoulders. Something I heard recently is that we don't breathe fully, in part because we have a chair that we're leaning into, which affects our back body, and because women in bras have a restriction on the sides as well, so we tend to only breathe into the front. So take this opportunity to align yourself and breathe in all directions. Expand. Bring the hands together. Fold forward. Namaste. Thanks, y'all. See you later. My cat is outside. I gotta let her in.